19 months. I think we're going to bypass the Civil War perfectly fine. It's not even a very good Marvel movie compared to others. I'm not keen on it. I have issues with Civil War. The wars... Ah! Here we go! The Wars of the Diadochi. Having built the largest empire the world has ever seen, Alexander the Great died suddenly 18 years ago. With no clear successor to the empire, his generals have since fought over the spoils, coming to be known as the Diadochi, or successors. Our ruler, Cassandros of Macedon, is the son of Antipatros, who was the most senior of Alexander's generals, and, after the previous regent of Perdiccas' murder, given the honor to guard Alexander's heirs until his son came of age. Upon his own father's death, Cassandros ousted his appointed successor, Polyperkin, with the help of his father's enemies, ultimately killing Alexander's heirs and their mothers. Dun dun dun! Antagonos is perhaps the most successful of the Diadochi, but success breeds enemies, and he now stands alone, vulnerable. His meddling with the Greek states continues, and he has now wrested control of the strategic city of Shaklis. The empire belongs to the strongest. So, we can now use Legacy of Alexander War Goal on other Diadochi. We've gained claims on more people. These claims in the War Goal will disappear upon the death of our ruler. Ambration Gratitude. The protection we've offered to Ambrations have made a lasting impression on the people, purchased asking to be more closely integrated. Okay, so here's the thing. If we accept this, I believe this will occupy another diplomatic slot. So that they stop being a tributary, they'll become a client state. Which I think is going to be okay for us. We'll do this, we'll gain the opinion. It'll go put us over on relationships. But that's alright. At some point what we're going to do is we're going to improve relations with these guys so that we can integrate them. So, I mean, we are going to go to war at some point. The war should come to us. If it doesn't for some reason, we'll go ahead and trigger a war, but that's going to be okay. Yeah, how old is our ruler? I don't think it's very old. I guess it's the political screen over here. Yeah, this is us. Oh, we're 48, so there's a limited amount of time. The benefits of power. Okay, so this is the person we're trying to suck up to again. Is the target of brazenly outspoken critic who's been provoking his ire for some time. It seems the loudmouth is protected by political opponents. So we can make some bribes here. Small amount of progress. We'll get a bit of tyranny, but you know, a little bit of tyranny never hurt anyone. We're the bad guys. What? Just because we, you know, killed off Alexander's heirs. I don't know what you're talking about. Antagonid sails. Our soldiers, so antagonids are the big yellow blob over here. Our soldiers at the coast have begun reporting a great mass of Antagonid sails on the horizon. Antagonids were bound to turn their attention to Macedon once again after the siege of Rhodes, and our generals urged us to act with haste. The more moderate members of our council, however, suggest that a little time might be bought by conceding our last remaining holding in the Peloponnese, effectively abandoning any hope of reclaiming dominance over the so-called Hellenic League. What? What? How could we possibly give up territory? So, I mean, we could say we could buy some time to prepare. We'd lose some popularity. We would lose some territory. And we get a truce. We cannot defer war forever. Macedon gains 8 stability. The Antagonid Kingdom declares war on Macedon with the war goal, Legacy of Alexander. So, just like that, to war! My Basileus, the Hellenistic major power of Antagonid Kingdom, declares war upon us. Prepare for battle. Macedon, Oreos. Oreos? I should have some Oreos. Paphlagonia, Gaetia, Opus, and Bracia have rallied together to defend us in this war. Oh, we're not actually paused. Stability did increase because of our decision, so we're at 58. It's going to decrease because it's got a sort of stability point that it's going to go for. All right. Now's a great time to go back to diplomacy map mode. I'm always a fan of playing, especially at war, in diplomacy map mode. This is a habit that I get into a lot in EU4 as well, because it makes it a little easier to see where all the enemy territory is, because it can be a little loosey-goosey in terms of things. So there's quite a few things we are actually fighting. Now, things will be a little bit different. Because of this war goal, any territory that we occupy should sort of flip to our control at this point. So it can lead to some interesting things. We've got some allies all over, and that should help us out a lot. If nothing else, it'll provide a bit of a distraction. Let's go ahead and raise our levies. We'll raise all of our levies. Boom. I think we might also purchase some more troops over here. Now, I think we've got some boosts to our heavy infantry strength. I think we are going to keep making heavy infantry as the base of our legion, because that seems pretty fitting. Maybe we'll add a couple more cohorts here. $32. one thing I don't know for this game yet is, like, optimal army composition or anything like that. I think I'll save a few bucks. I think we'll just slap in a couple of heavy infantry and call that good enough for now.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
Heavy infantry have been best since really solid bet. I mean, it's also fairly expensive. But I mean, they should be best. Send the Oreos in first. Put them in a carb coma to make life easier. No, I think the Oreos should be sandwiched between two other armies. Yep. All right, so we've got a tiny little levy over here, 2k levy. We've got a giant one of 16,000, and then we've got our legion, the taxis, at 6,500 over here. Part of me is thinking we could concentrate on this area over here, just clean it up, and then focus in other areas. Luckily, we're not at war with anyone over here, so we sort of only have this one flank currently, although we're obviously going to have to get involved over on this side relatively soon. I'm a big fan of putting the armies on carpet siege mode. I think what we'll do is we'll move them forward together first. There's a 9.5k stack, so they've got about 10k troops over here currently. So what I think I'll do is I'll get all my armies to sort of meet up over here. We'll march together, we'll try to win a fight against the bulk of the army, and then we'll engage carpet siege mode. Food supply is going to start to get chewed up because, yeah, we're raising our army, so that's, you know, fewer citizens. Civil war is still threatening. We're still working on trying to make a friend. Watch us go, like, directly into the Civil War, and then, like, well, I guess that's the end of the game, you guys. Boom, we are now friends. And... yeah, friend of a ruler, currently 45. Base power in the country. Yeah, there we go. This should clean up the Civil War issue. There's only one left. Is this guy that much is it so powerful that it's actually an issue? It might be. As the ruler's true successor to the great empire of Alexandria, Cassandros Antipadrid steps up on the podium in front of our countrymen and court to deliver an inspiring speech. He brings up the many empowering properties of the old conqueror, but he decides to bring up one topic in particular: the grand campaign. So this could get to 5,000 manpower, which would pretty much just bring us to our manpower cap. The many systems Alexander put us in place. This would give us a fair amount of cash. I mean, it's 25 months. Well, let's call it 20 months or so worth of money currently. We had some political influence and his defecation, which will give us more stability. The manpower or the money, I think, is what we're going for. And I think the manpower is what we're going to pursue here, given the fact that a giant war has just broken out. So we're going to slap that down. We are lacking a governor over here, so let's put one in. Oh, we have a family that is... we have a family that doesn't have enough people hired, but we're not actually getting the message about them being unhappy. You're really not fantastic. I mean, you're level 1... yeah, you're crap administrator. You're not that marshal either. Now, let's put someone strong in charge. Deal with it. It's going to have to be. We're being sieged over on this island over here, but that's fine. We're moving to respond. And yes, we do have a lot of gold coming in from that one event. That is absolutely true as well. This is going to be 400 gold? I think 400 flat gold was going to go and hit us pretty soon. Oh, there's already going to be battle here. New military structure. It seems Philippos has really taken to his job as a general, as he started reworking the whole infrastructure of the troops assigned to him. However, with these changes, we have started seeing a lot of officers and troops who are loyal to the general over Macedon. Troubling development for the future might hold. So, Philippos Antipatrid will become loyal. Oh, 50% of the troops assigned to him will become loyal to him. He will gain a military point, which is pretty good. Alternatively, we could kill his loyalty a little bit. You know what? Right now, I think we're just going to take the military might, even though the loyal troop thing could be a little bit dicey. Oh, those are hired mercs. Okay. Still moving up over here. Okay, let's start moving downwards. Oh, there must be a fort blocking us. Ask for military access. There we go. There we are. So there's an enemy fort over here. We're going to move in this direction. See if we can catch this army out, which would be really nice. Oh, I had my navy selected? Is that the problem? Possible. Speaking of navy, though, I should get you to hunt some fleets. It's possible they'll just get tanked. Maybe I should run them automatically, but... Oh, hello. Is that 60k fleet? Change of plans. Go and hide. It's not 60k, but 60 ships, as opposed to our 34. We do not want to get caught out to sea. He's down here. We can't reach there, though. Probably because of forts and things in the way. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you guys to go carpet siege. I was going to say, I don't think I can reach any other forts right now, so I think they're all going to stay in this tile anyway. If I recall correctly, Athens as well was known for their fleet. Right, yeah. We might be able to snipe a few of these, depending on where their ships go. Or to friction with rival. Oh, we're going to lose opinion with a neighbor. Okay, that's fine. Now, I'm wondering if we should have added engineers to our composition here to help with these siege timers. Oh, one of our guys is breaking off to siege something else. Is, try to blockade. What's the seafort? Is it this one? Yeah, if we did a blockade, that should help. What mod is this? This is not a mod. There we go. All right. Dregs of Pangin has completed. We've extracted the last accessible veins from the hills. Remaining deposits are too meager. Although the mines may be closed, Amphipolis has a good supply of timber and will no doubt continue to serve as an important Macedonian port, as it has since Alexander's invasion fleet cast off the conquest of Asia. So 400 gold, tons of cash, ready to go. Unfortunately, we can't embiggen our legion right now because we're not in friendly territory. We go whiskey and chocolate. Hey, Nightcark, thank you very much. Hey, Quill, I've been watching since the short-lived Civ 5 England Giant Earth Map series. Fun fact, the first of those videos turned 10 years old tomorrow. Wow. Figured I'd give a donation to honor the occasion. Keep the awesome content. Is it really 10 years ago we did some Civ 5 content? Not 4, but 5? Good God. I think our Navy might be in a little bit of trouble here. I was hoping... Wait, am I not in the right sea? Uh-oh. Dock, dock, dock. Dock, dock, dock. Oh, did I only have one ship? I only had one of the fleet selected. No! Try to run away. Run away. Run away to the dock. Okay. Alright, we only lost 2 ships. That could have been much, much, much worse. I merged you into one fleet, actually. Yeah, I wasn't in the right sea zone. At least we got a tick over here, so that's good. Alright, so they're busy over here, which is fine. Oh, we are lacking a governor over here. What keeps happening to the governors in this area? Whatever, just grab you. That's okay. Actually, if we picked up these more areas, we could probably do more levies. Oh, maybe not. But as some of these flip, we'll have to check because we might get new provinces and we could raise more levies there. I mean, whether or not we want to, we'll have to see. I would really... So it must have been this sea. Yeah, it was this sea. But I don't know if we want to go there. I'm just really worried about our ships. The Punic Menace. Long have our ancestors and senators mused upon the Carthaginian threat across the ocean. Recently, however, this threat has moved closer to home, as the city of Excess extends insidious tendrils into the heartland of Sicilia. Whilst We have not always seen eye to eye, and envoys from Syracuse tells us the likelihood of impending war with Sicily once again, and begs a protection that all of Italia might be spared from the reign of a foreign ruler. So this would have us start guaranteeing Syracuse. It would give us a ton of military experience, which is great, because that's what you use to unlock traditions. But Carthage might declare war on Syracuse, you know, or we owe these Greeks no favors. Do we guarantee Syracuse? You know what could possibly go wrong? We could get drawn into way too many wars is what could go wrong. I'll try to come back out here. If we lose the fleet, we lose the fleet. Cut that. Alright! Alright! Alright, let's do it. Done. Oh boy. I'm scared. It'd still be really nice if we could catch these guys. We can wander around here. Let me see what I can do. Yeah, it's still a little frustrating. We don't really have to siege these provinces because we're going to pick up the forts and then they'll automatically spread the siege to adjacent provinces. Oh, we want a sea battle. Alright, against some little ships over here. So, let me double check. No, they still have... Are ships still moving? Oh. Let me say, they still are giving us the -1. And captured. Nice. Yeah, okay, we're still moving. We captured some slaves by sieging that out. Okay, I can't come over here. I could do this, but there's not actually a fort. Oh, I could hop on the ships and move here, but the problem with doing this is we may not be able to move around freely. I think I'll just leave the troops here, just to not overwhelm the supply of any province, and otherwise we'll leave things be. Wars on multiple fronts just means whatever direction you move, you're advancing. There you go! There's some logic. Governor changes over here. You can see some terrains that are actually being flipped. Like, if we've got full ownership. We don't just occupy this, we have full ownership over this piece of land. And that's because of the type of war that we're in. Oh, it's a long siege. I mean, I'm only running on speed 3. I'm kind of nervous and I want to be able to react to things. There you go. We no longer have the -1 from the lack of a blockade. Our ships might not be here forever, though, because we know that the enemy fleet is much larger than we are. But if we can accelerate this siege, it's really, really going to be helpful. Can we catch you? Because that would be brilliant. No, I think he's turning around into here. We might be able to ask for military access wherever this is. There we go. That might change things. Alright, let me go back to camping over here. I want to be able to defend our legion in case we get attacked over there. That would be tragically bad. Tragically bad. Harvest failure. Settlements across the province of Amathia. Oh, speaking, I've got tons of money. I was planning on spending on a military, maybe even a merc group. But we could build some more plantations and things. Macedon loses money. Okay, shortage is eased, 120 months. 10 years, they get a penalty to food. Or we could spend political influence. Some people will move around. Nah, we'll spend the money. I'm going to start one farming settlement. Ooh. Okay, they're considering moving in here. Now, of course, we can just reinforce really easily if they decide to move in. Which is, I think, one of the reasons they're turning around. Despite being the weakest of the Diocletian states, the Thracian satrapi have surprisingly begun an invasion of Antagonid possessions. That's good for us! So Thrace, this is the neighbor right next to us, right? Yeah, Thrace is now at war with the Antagonids. I mean, they're being opportunistic, but it is going to be theoretically helpful for us. Because, you know, any of my enemy, well, is probably still my enemy, but it can at least be a distraction. So that counts for something. Siege of Shackless is ours. Gorgeous. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset everyone here to go back to carpet sieging operations. Or we can move down here now. Let's see if we can catch this 95k or 9.5k stack in battle somewhere. I might win. I don't have a barely better general. It's a little weird. I mean, it's going to take a little bit before reinforcements arrive. But yeah, I think we'll go ahead and engage them. Oops. Nope. I accidentally clicked on the flag of the combatants instead of the combat itself. It's kind of nice that you can click on these flags and go to the nation, but that is not what I want to do here. Oh, that's a sea battle. Okay, that should be okay, but... This is us. I mean, we do have substantially more dudes. Oh yeah, it's a spanking. Boom! Carnage! Whispered tales are told of the short, violent battles led by Cassandros and Intrepid. In truth, our own troops fear him almost as much as the enemy. We are now aggressive. Ooh, bonus to martial, improvement to camel, discipline, and light cavalry as well. During the struggle, we lost 2,000 troops, but we killed about 2-to-1 ratio. That's not too shabby. So I'm going to tell these guys to go carpet siege, because now there's really less of a threat. I mean, that army's still around, but it's not as powerful. Looks like we're going to win this naval battle, unless... It's going to depend a little bit on the reinforcements. Okay, that's a fair amount of reinforcements. I think we can just GG out of this now. Just a little war score, but that's going to be okay. Because now we're going to be able to siege out all this land. So yes, our navy is in pretty rough shape. Nice. Are you actually grouped up here? Are there two armies? All the armies are sieging the same area. I think they can't reach other forts, which is why that's happening. No, I mean, couldn't you siege this place? There you go. Carpet siege. Why they weren't splitting up there. I mean, it's a little risky, but I think we're okay here. I'm happy we don't have our little baby group in a separate one. This is a little annoying. We've got, you know, some ally over here who's going to walk into a larger stack. I actually might want to go... I might want to put one of these groups on, like, defend our provinces mode. These guys and these guys. Problem is, this tiny levy, there's not enough troops to fight them off or to siege on their own. We might maybe just do the Legion? Not sure. Oh, mission completed. Oh, what is this? Demetrius' Folly. For 5 years, we get a bonus to morale of army and siege ability. Well, hell yes. Let's totally do that. Our soldiers won great victory over enemies by reconquering the key Greek city of Shaklis, which straddles the Strait of Euripus, separating the islands of places and places. Strategic port and garrison will ensure our control over the surrounding Greek cities and safeguard them from the aggression of other Diadochi. Alright, that's really handy. Family, I know. There's a lot of characters, but no civil war brewing right now, which is good. Oh, murder of a governor. Okay. How about I hire these mercs? Yeah. Let's do this. You, for now, going to defend borders. No, you're not moving. Oh, do you have to, oh, you have to morale up. That's why they're not moving right now. I will put them on defend borders. I think they will move on their own when their morale bounces back. We have the gout? That'll be annoying, because if our ruler dies, we do lose our awesome CB. think this is worth grabbing after recent patches? I mean, it's a pretty big transformative patch. And of course, this is a sponsored video. But I accept sponsored videos for stuff I like anyway. And I really, really, really was looking forward to this one because I want to be playing Imperator Rome, and I think the 2.0 patch is actually insanely strong and insanely good. Confirm, but gout is really painful. Ooh, boo. What is this? Xenophobia. Oh, we can become wise. Wise is pretty handy. Rash is mostly bad, so we're going to turn the other cheek here. Come on, morale up. We got some butt kicking to do. Butt kicking, for goodness. Could move my fleet out here to get the maybe we can manage it. To get the blockade bonus. It's a little risky. We might just lose all of our ships, but you know what? Let's go for it. What is this? Arcanian Gratitude. Ah, they want to become a client state as well. Sure. We're really going to have to integrate some of these because we are going over our diplomacy limit pretty aggressively. I wonder where we'd be like with our morale. Like, how much do we feel like we need to go and boot these guys? I'd rather not lose the siege and have to re-siege it. We could go now. It's got positive number. We're only half morale. We've got more than double the troops. Tell you what, let's go March 1st. Oh! They're in a civil war. Syracuse now at war with Syracuse tyranny. Oh, they're moving away. Interesting. Well, then I'm going to put you back to defend borders mode. And because they'll engage if they feel they can do that safely. All right, our siege progress has gone up a lot of it. Hey, Warwolf, thank you very much. Glad to see Imperator get some love. Was disappointed with 1.0. Yeah, I mean, one of the things I'm really hoping with, and I've said this from the start, I'm really hoping Rome becomes a huge success and becomes more popular because the modding tools for Imperator Rome are second to none. They're so strong. And this is like the best foundation for making all the crazy mods that people love to do for every other game. You know? Sacking of Megara. Okay, so we have gone and sieged the city. We can siege it gently, or we can be super aggressive with it. The more aggressive, the more money we get. It does kill off a lot of populations. I think it's better to go gentle with the looting here, because we want to keep the population around. Because all these cities we're keeping right away. We're not returning them or anything like that. We are holding on to these bad boys, so we're going to be more gentle with it. So this army is controlled. Let's put you on carpet siege as well, so you can move around and just grab whatever you have to. Siege of Athens is done. Gorgeous. Again, you're going to be on border defense, although right now we're okay. I mean, I could throw you into carpet siege, I suppose, if we're not worried about defending our borders. Maybe I will. There you go. So you're going to start sieging this area, which is all going to be really nice. And things are going to start turning green over here. Give it a gentle sacking. Yes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this fleet to just be here for naval landing support. So if we want to transport troops overseas, we'll do it that way with these, but not actually get involved in fights. I'm a little concerned about using the stack for that, because if we do get caught out, we could lose a bunch of stuff on the ground, but I think we'll be okay. Or maybe what we do is we just go back to blockading over here. It would be nice to get it before that siege tick, because it would have increased our odds a little bit, but I guess it's going to have to be okay. Alright, I know we have negative war score here. There's a war goal. Oh yeah, from attacker winning enough battles. Yeah, not against us, but against, you know, a variety of our various neighbors. No longer getting salt, that's fine. But we should be able to keep flipping things. I think we're going to be okay. Loot only every second house. Yeah! There you go, that's how it's done. So we don't have our full trade routes in the capital. We do have automated. It just there must not be anything too much that's good, you know? Stuff we want, maybe no one's willing to trade for it. That sort of thing. We're losing money right now because we've got the mercs, but I think the mercs will be maybe not super useful right this second, but if we cross over to the core of the Antigonids, then it's going to be great. Another siege 1.